Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: light duration: 5 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, changed color. Animals reacted. 6 red, orange objects fly over South Bend, Indiana. I live about 4 miles north of downtown South Bend, Indiana, and a mile and a half north of Notre Dame, Indiana. At 10:15 p.m. on July 13, 2013, I was watching TV when I looked out of my living room window to the south and saw a red-orange object traveling from the east going to the west. It looked to be about twice the size of the brightest star. I went out into my backyard and saw that there were 2 of them. I got my phone in video mode and filmed them until they went behind my neighbor's trees. I saw that there were 3 more coming into view, and I filmed them as well until they also went behind the trees. I switched my phone into HD mode and got another, much better video of one of the objects. When I zoomed into the last one, you can see its colors changing rapidly. They were all traveling at the same speed and in the same direction, but not in a straight line. One was a little lower than the rest. I don't know how fast they were moving, but they came into view from around a tree to my due south and went out of my view behind my neighbor's tree to the southwest of my house, in about a minuet to a minuet and a half. After the 6 objects all were out of view, I stayed outside for another half hour to see if there were any more. There were not. I have uploaded the videos I took to my Facebook account and will embed links to both below.
Occurred the 21st of November 2012, 23 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: changing duration: 10 minutes. No of observers. 2 characteristics: lights on object, changed color. There were 3 lights. There were 2 lights at first, then 1 more appeared. They were moving in a circular arm movement sorta. Well, my brother went outside just to chill. Then about 5 minutes later, he told me to come outside and to see this object, and I could not believe what I was seeing. There were 3 lights. There were 2 lights at first, then 1 more appeared. 2 lights were moving aligned, and the 1 light appeared a little bit after I noticed the other 2. And then it was moving in circular movement. It looked like a changed shape sorta. The complexity of it was difficult to describe. But what I just told was very clear.
Occurred the 9th of September 2012, 0 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: orb duration: 3 to 4 minutes. No of observers. 4 seen at first on the NW horizon. Headed in SE direction. Bright white orb color and shape. We were just finished viewing Venus with telescope when this came into view at a very high speed right over us. Much faster than any aircraft we have ever seen. This was very bright and low enough to appear as a large orb. No lights, no tail, and no exhaust. Silently crossed the sky. Very impressive.
Occurred the 19th of February 2015, 19 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: light duration: 30 seconds. No of observers. 5 characteristics: lights on object. 4 lights in a straight line hovering in a stationary position. My family and I were driving east on Douglas Road just before Grape Road in South Bend, near Mishawaka. It was snowing and very cold and windy. About 1/2 mile before Grape Road, I saw 4 white lights in a straight line in the sky just to my right, south. At first I figured it was an airplane heading to the airport, but then I realized the lights weren't moving. They were just staying in one place. I pointed it out to my wife and kids and they all saw it too. We couldn't figure out what it was. As we got near it, it finally began to move to the west in a straight line. It was definitely not a helicopter because the lights didn't match any that I know of, and I put my window down and didn't hear anything. The only thing we could guess it might be was a drone, but for a drone to be flying in that kind of weather just doesn't make sense. It was probably 200 yards or so off the ground. I didn't see any sort of the typical saucer shape. nor did it fly off at incredible speeds, but we couldn't identify it. Therefore to us, it remains a UFO, and I wanted to report it for what it's worth. Occurred, the 27th of January 2015, 19 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds location. South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, light duration, 20. Know of observers. 3 characteristics. Lights on object, aircraft nearby. Bright light in the sky. At first looked like a bright planet that didn't move, and once we got closer to it, you could see the light reflecting off the surface like a round ball. Then it moved first to the right, then up, then to the left, and flew away, too fast for our car to keep up.
Occurred, the 2nd of November 2014, 1 hour 0 minutes and 0 seconds local location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, teardrop duration, 3 minutes. Know of observers. 2 characteristics. Aura or haze around object. Multiple crafts illuminated with white and gray light. There was a slightly illuminated craft that appeared at 1:12 a.m. This craft was flashing black, white, and gray. Soon thereafter, approximately 8 more crafts appeared in AV formation. It appeared to be flying by flapping mechanisms with occasional high-pitched wails.
Occurred, the 25th of October 2014, 18 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, unknown duration, 10 minutes. Know of observers. 3 strange orange ball of light. Around 6:45 p.m., my son, 9, called me outside to see a weird thing in the sky. At first I thought it was a comet, but it didn't move. It was orange and several miles away. It slowly got smaller, but stayed in the same location. Before it faded away, it appeared to dart back and forth a bit. I looked at local news sites, but there was no mention of a meteor or a comet.
Occurred, the 16th of September 2014, 6 hours 32 minutes and 0 seconds local location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, light duration, 60 seconds. Know of observers. 2 characteristics. Aura or haze around object, emitted other objects, emitted beams at exactly 6:32 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Stepped outside to take my daughter to school. While facing north, I noticed an unusually bright star. At exactly 6:32 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, stepped outside to take my daughter to school. While facing north, I noticed an unusually bright star. The star accelerated from a fixed position, moving from west to east. I noticed a number of fainter, smaller, star-like objects floating around it. The area around the brighter object was distorted in a type of lensing effect. Very briefly, a cone of light like a spotlight emanated from the side of it. I called my daughter over to witness the object as it sped away. We agreed there were no strobing light, no colored lights, no sound, and therefore, it was not a conventional, commercial aircraft. We live close to the airport and always recognize commercial aircraft readily.
Occurred, the 28th of July 2014, 21 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds local location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, triangle duration, 300. Know of observers. 2 characteristics. Lights on object. 3 or 4 white lights with 1 red light in the center of a triangle that was slow, then would stop, then fly fast in a different direction and then stop again. In clear sky with no clouds.
Occurred, the 7th of September 2013, 21 hours 16 minutes and 0 seconds local location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, fireball duration, 1 to 3 minutes. Know of observers. 1 multiple orbs rotate and form patterns of constellations. There were several orb-shaped craft. They rotated and formed Orion and Draco patterns. Then they traveled eastward and begun to disappear.
Occurred, the 29th of July 2013, 23 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds local location, South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, light duration, 2 minutes. Know of observers. 2 solid bright white light. This light travels across the sky at a very high altitude. 1 dose not blink like a plain solid white, very bright, and it seems to travel the same path and has been several nights in a row at about the same time.